Ayman Khan here for Boxing Social with the one and only Andy Clarke, who's been ringside casting his eye over the action. Andy, we've just seen Alexander Usyk and still beating Usyk-Joshua in the rematch. Your reaction?
I really enjoyed it. I thought Joshua could walk away from that with no regrets, because I think he did everything that he could have done. I was a little bit concerned after the kind of second half of the first round, and I know that's a bit early in the fight to start getting worried about things, but Usyk just seemed to be building up a little bit of a rhythm quite early, but he responded well to it. And through 9 rounds, he had that massive ninth round. Through 9 rounds, it was close. Some of the early rounds, you could maybe have gone Usyk's way, and that pace it would have been a little bit wider. But I had it close going through 9, and then Usyk, he's just got the answers. At Spurs last September, Joshua had a good 5th and 6th. It was 4-2 at that point, I thought, and he had some wind in his sails. And Usyk came out and just stepped on him in the 7th, and then he did it again tonight. But he was even more impressive tonight because that 9th was pretty torrid. He was getting banged around the ring, and then he won the 10th and the 11th and the 12th. And you look at the cards, the 115, 113 Joshua, that judge would have had it. If we assume all 3 judges gave the last 3 to Usyk, which I don't see how you couldn't, then that judge would have had Anthony 5-4 up. The 116, 112 would have had Usyk 1 up. So it's in the balance at that point because the American judge gave it to Joshua. He just, he could put his foot down and take it away from you. Not exactly whenever he feels like it, but when he really, really needs to, he can do the business. And that's just, it's just a little bit demoralising for potential opponents. But it was great, really enjoyed it.
And you told me through that round 9, the crowd rose to its feet, you could hear the roar. It almost seemed like a finish was coming, but it didn't.
He hurt him in that round, there's no question about it. He caught him clean often, and he was ragdolling him around the ring. And Usyk shows again that he's got a great chin, he's got great powers of recovery, and he somehow managed to get through it because he was on the brink there. And the powers of recovery in the minute between rounds to come out and do what he did is amazing, really. It's kind of superhuman stuff, to be honest. I don't think he could have done any more there, Joshua, because that was a markedly better performance from the first fight. He stuck to the plan, he kept believing. He had a bit of a dip in the middle rounds where it looked like he might be losing his way a bit and starting to lose belief, but then he got that 9th when he needed it, and you thought from there on, he could win this. But sometimes you just come up against someone who's just better than you, and Usyk is that guy for him, and there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it. Everybody comes up short sometimes. And the key thing is that you need to be able to look yourself in the mirror and know that you couldn't have done any more. And I think he'll be hurting after this, and maybe he will think about what else he could have done. But I think given a bit of time, if not pretty much straight away, he'll know that there wasn't really much more he could have done.
Andy, what did you make of Usyk-Joshua? He took to the mic and he kind of gave a bit of a speech there. He kind of poured his heart out as well.
I'm never against fighters being that open and honest and raw. I think it's a good thing. We get it more in boxing than in other sports, and it's what people want to see. The only thing I didn't really like about it was that it kind of took Usyk's moment away from him, and I wasn't. And I know, he was very emotional, Joshua, and he wasn't like planning to do that or anything like that. He wasn't vindictive. He just it all poured out of him. But I thought the timing of it was a bit unfortunate because it did take Usyk's moment away from him a bit. But he was very kind of gracious about that.
Andy, final question for me, Andy. Would you pick Usyk to beat Fury?
God, that's a hell of a fight. I really don't know. I really don't know. I like the fact that he put it on Fury and basically said, look, if I can't fight you, then I won't fight anyone, I'll retire. Because we need that fight, don't we? 2 people have held all 4 belts for a really long time now. Their identities have changed, but that's been the situation, and no one's managed to make that fight. It has to happen. It has to.
Andy, pleasure speaking to you. Thank you so much for speaking to